All right, let's have a conversation with Okoroafor, who is the Director, Legal Department, Nigerian Union of Teachers, headquarters here in Abuja. Good to have you join us on Newsnight, Okechukwu.
Good evening.
All right, let's start this way. Some of the challenges, facing the teachers, I've come to understand, are shortage of qualified teachers and poor working condition. Break this down, and are these the only challenges?
Yes, these are not the only challenges, but they are some of the principal challenges. In the first place, the remuneration of teachers is not encouraging. And you see, when you do a job and you have love for that job, but what you get in return isn't consummate to satisfy your basic physiological needs, it discourages. So by that, the solution is simple. If the federal government and state government are strategic and deliberate in alleviating the working condition of the teachers, it can be done by approving the teacher's salary structure. If they submit to the Salaries and Wages Commission and it is done, it changes the whole scenario. And
okay,
see,
the structure has been mapped out. Has it been approved?
It has not been approved.
Okay.
Yes, and that is the problem, because there must be approval before payment. So once it's approved and gazetted.
At what stage is it now?
Definitely, it has not gone beyond what the mere recommendation that was made by the former president.
It's just a recommendation?
Yes. It's said to be an approval, but we've not seen the table.
So what's holding it? You have an idea?
I don't have an idea. I think it's the will of the government that is holding it. Nothing more, nothing less. If the government is interested, they will do it. It's not beyond what the government can do. Because the same government has special salaries for workers in CBN, workers in Federal Inland Revenue, workers in petroleum industry, and so on. Then what is the problem with the teacher? Everybody pays lip service.
Yeah.
The government is paying lip service to giving the teachers an encouraging take-home pay, which will now gravitate people, best brains coming from other courses and other industries into the teaching profession. My brother, can you see why should in the last jam you see people candidates going into faculties of education with 90, 110 score out of 400? It's abysmal and unfortunate, and this should not be happening under our eyes. As NUT, we are concerned.
So as NUT,
yes,
has the group pushed this? I mean, have you pushed this? I mean...
Oh, we've been pushing it. We've been pushing it. There were a range of approvals that President Muhammadu Buhari gave. But we wanted it, there should be a secular issue to that effect from that altitude of power. Yeah. Once it's done, my brother, you know it will be realized.
Okay.
The same government gave teachers the 65 years of service and 40 years, 65 years of age and 40 years of service, whichever that comes earlier. But if the same momentum, if the same interest was infused into giving teachers the teacher salary structure, it would have been in operation, just as the new harmonized retirement age act is enforced. So what we need is a law backing it. So now that the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Abbas,
I was going to get to that. I mean, okay, now that you brought up the issue, the Speaker has promised to take care of teachers' interests. Does this give you hope, or is this just because some people talk about talking the talk and not walking the walk?
Yes.
What do you make of this, the statement of the Speaker? Does it give you hope?
So far, good. But it will be better if there's a bill introduced. The Speaker has the liberty, he has the powers to sponsor a bill and let that bill graduate into an act of the National Assembly. And once that is done, the coast will be clear and teachers will heave a smile.
A sigh of relief, at least.
Sigh of relief, yes.
At least move from where
we are. And the problem is getting worse, because people who are in the teaching profession today do not wish that their children should suffer the economic difficulties they are passing through. So if people who are there are not going out because they are almost exiting, how do you get some people to come in?
Now, this is on the level of the payment, remuneration, what some will call a living wage.
Yes.
But there's also the issue of underfunding. Why is the education sector underfunded, and how can this be addressed or turned around, as it were?
Yes. For education to gain proper funding, the budgetary process should move from bottom up instead of from top to the bottom. Because at the school level, the principal of the school knows the staff disposition in his school. Okay. And he knows the vacancy position. He knows the number of teachers that will retire this year and the teachers needed to keep the school moving by next year. So, but if he is not playing any role in drafting the budget, and then somebody in the right away maybe
decides what they
yes,
that is, you're talking about inclusion.
Inclusion. So there should be participation of the school administrators at school level in budget preparation.
No, it's not there now. That's one of the challenges.
Well, it's not there. It's not there. You are just whatever they prefer to allocate, they do. I'm not saying that money is everywhere, but priority should be given to proper staffing of our schools if schools are to work.
And then the classrooms, we've seen people sit down on bare floor or leaking roofs to study. That's not a good environment.
It isn't a good environment, and nobody would like to have his child.
What about the issue
in such a school
of development?
The issue of development, yes, it's also another issue, because every teacher, like in other professions, there should be a kind of mandatory continuous professional development. Apart from the teacher sponsoring himself to acquire new ideas and new knowledge and new skills in his practice, there ought to be a deliberate and strategic plan by the government, by the employer, to now provide for the teachers during holidays to do some courses, and then when you do courses and you also paid allowances and you also examinations or tests conducted for assessment, it will galvanize the teachers into a higher level of efficiency.
Following from your theme, where is the place of collaboration in improving the lot of teachers?
Oh, wow. Collaboration, yes, is good, because when there is a collaboration, like a professional learning community, you collaborate, you exchange ideas, mutual trust is built. In areas of deficiency, you lean on somebody who has an advantage, comparative advantage in that area. Take, for instance, if you're teaching agriculture as a course, and a particular teacher is not good in soil science, but might have excelled in crop and animal science, then he will lean on the shoulders of another teacher in the same professional learning community who has a comparative advantage in that area for exchange of ideas and interchange of expertise.
Is this just only on that level of interconnectivity between the teachers? Doesn't it move beyond? Is that the only collaboration?
No, the collaboration we are talking of as a profession is, in the first place, you don't see the learner as only a learner under you. You see the learner as a learner, because education is learner-centered. Yeah. You see the learner as the focus of the entire school community, and even the district and the state. The focus of education is the center of education is the learner. So you teach agriculture, I teach agriculture. Then we collaborate. When we are collaborating and you're aiding me in my area of weakness or disadvantage, it is to the terminal benefit of the learner. So the professional learning community is not just at school level.
And then,
it
of course, the wider implication,
district, zonal level, as the case may be. And now that ICT has made it brought the entire world into a small global village. If we belong to the same WhatsApp group, we post ideas, discoveries on methodology to teach particular subjects, then the tools you also need as instructional materials to teach that particular concept, and so on. So there will be exchange of ideas. And the culture of professional learning community is self-developed, self-evolved, and self-introduced. The rules, yes, is among the professionals who collaborate together.
Is the teaching profession losing its appeal? And if so, why? How best can this be turned around? Change the narrative, so to say.
Because of the passion I have for teaching profession, I will not accept that it's losing its appeal. But the truth remains that the attraction towards teaching is no more there as it used to be. Because
there was a time that teachers were almost regarded as lords or something like that.
Yes. Yeah. In fact, teachers were the parents and guardians in the past knew teachers more as mentors and leaders than today because of poor remuneration, poor attention, poor working condition. When a teacher borrows from you because he has not been paid, the salaries are irregular. He borrows from you today and promises that he will pay you at the end of the month. And by the end of the month, the salary is not being paid. The personality and integrity of that teacher is being eroded. In fact, the kind of teachers, the quality of teachers we have today is, in fact, what the government wants.
How does it rub off on the state, on the nation, on leadership? How does it rub off?
It rubs off on it because it's a cyclic. It's a cyclic system. You bring in less qualified candidates to read education. And then even when they come, you discourage them further by not paying them befittingly. And then their performance also as hungry and dejected people also impacts on the impression. If a child looks at you and you wear a tattered cloth and you are teaching him, you want to mount a lesson on cleanliness
and the mother says,
and
the mother says, would you like to be a teacher?
Then the confidence and the interest, the attraction won't be there. So if we want to get the system right, the teacher factor is a critical factor.
Yeah, it is.
The teacher has to be properly remunerated so that his concentration and his faculties will be anchored on his teaching profession. Yeah. You know, his practice of teaching. Focused, will be properly focused. There will be no distraction. You will not be thinking of how will I pay school fees of my children? Shall the family eat at night or in the evening or tomorrow morning, as the case may be. But once the working condition and the remuneration of the teacher is properly taken care of, it will be to the benefit of us all. Because if you are you're a rich politician and you flout wealth all over, but people around you are hungry, and the children who should have been at school are not encouraged to be at school, you are not safe.
You're not safe. Yeah, that's true. Okoroafor, interesting discussion I've had with you, Director Legal Department, Nigerian Union of Teachers, headquarters. And of course the people who are watching, expectation is that if we have to discuss this next time, that would have been an improvement. Thank you for coming.
Yes, I am an optimistic person.
You have to
I always feel that there will be improvement.
There has to
and
be.
I believe that this government, the speaker has spoken, and if somebody at that height of power has spoken, I think something good will come out of it.
All right.
But as NUT will keep on bringing to the fore the defects in the system, because the strength of any chain is measured from its weakest point. It's a pleasure being with you.
You just said the truth there.